Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to The Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the left coast, the west coast, behind, the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as you know, I do not do this program by my lonesome.
No, you are way up there high today, Craig. I don't know if you saw that or not, but you're way up there.
Wait, I can handle that. There we go. There we go.
Like,
there we go.
How's it going? Hey, welcome back to the program. My name is Mike Porsky. I'll be your co-host coming to you from the East Coast today. I will be riding in the second chair for Mr. DeLuz.
Excellent, sir. How are we doing today?
Well, it's hump day, right? You gotta love it, right? Hump day. So, halfway through, you know.
Halfway through, which means the weekend officially starts. Well, not officially, unofficially starts today.
Well, about 3 hours ago for me. So yeah, yep.
Okay.
Now, I still have to work, but the attitude gets different, you know.
The attitude does change.
Yeah. People are like, "Hey, can I get you to do this for me?" I'm like, "It's the weekend, bro. Maybe not."
Yeah, but see, for you work most weekends, so it's like,
yeah,
you know, it's a little more lax. It's work, but it's a little more lax.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're going to get in response anyway. A little more relaxed. Can I have this? Yeah, maybe you can. I don't know. So.
We shall see.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, well, hey, before we get started, I know we normally do it like in the midst or at the end. Why don't we go ahead and let's hit up and let folks know about our sponsors.
We shall. Yeah, let's talk about them. Let's talk about our good friends at Guerrilla Machining and Grid Defense. You know, their finest kind of people, where you get some of America's rifles parts that you need for your builds. We'll be giving those away during the Freedback Friday portions on Friday. Your interactivity is what's going to judge whether or not you get a lifetime supply of turtle wax or not. I did talk to the guys at Guerrilla Machining yesterday. It looks like they're all set, Craig, ready to join website with us, so we can start sharing on their website as well. So
excellent. Well, let's make that happen. So the folks over there, right over there at Grid Defense, will be able to enjoy the program. I don't know if they'll enjoy it as much as we do. I think nobody enjoys the show as much as we enjoy it.
We probably enjoy it too much. It's
probably a little too much.
Yeah. That's all right. But you know what? It's the little things, right? It's the little things. It is the little things,
folks. Let me tell you something. I will continue to say this. Find something that you enjoy doing, and become an expert at it. And trust me, there will be a way somewhere, somehow you can find a way to make money at it. Just saying. Find something you love, and you will never work a day in your life. Now, let me clarify. I've worked a lot of friggin' days.
Yep. So, folks,
but I enjoy what I do.
Send your checks to the Rundown. That's the Rundown at
the Rundown.
Craig's address at California.com. Yeah.
There you go. Well, at this point, the way we're taxed in California, might as well just send it to the state capital. Send it to the government.
Yeah. You send them $100 check, and they're going to tell you still owe them 20% more.
Exactly. Well, life in California, but
California,
it be what it be.
Sunshine.
Yep. Sunshine. All right, let's get into today's news. All right. So this was one, man. As soon as I saw the story, I was like, really? Tell me this is not happening. So, in the whole January 6th investigation, yada yada yada, right? Well, there's a Marine who is under investigation. So back in September, he was at a Trump rally. Trump, he was kind of like called up on stage, and this was a guy who basically had lifted. He's a Marine corporal. He had lifted a baby over the wall in Afghanistan. He just got on stage and was like, said his name, thanked people for their support, and shook Donald Trump's hand and got off stage. That's literally all he did. And now, Mike, he is under investigation. Dude is under investigation for shaking Donald Trump's hand.
Yeah, listen, he got up on stage and said his rank in addition to his name, which, it just becomes synonymous with each other when you say that. So I guess he just didn't separate the two. So he said he was Lance Corporal Hunter Clark. And then, like you said, he handed the baby over the wall, or took the baby being handed over the wall, shook the president's hand, and that was it. No admission of political party one way or the other. Did not say vote for this man. Did not say the other guy's a clown. Didn't do any of that. And even so, Craig, the former president's rallies are not political rallies. He is not a candidate for office. All right. So, I don't know where you want to draw the line. This guy went to some patriotic, rally, and all of a sudden the Marine Corps is looking at him. We've got how many other ass clowns out there, including General Milley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, violating, a U.S. code out the yin yang, calling the I'm just going to call generals from foreign nations that we're opposed to, and just do a little behind the scenes nonsense. How come this guy's not in jail for treason?
Right? Well, exactly. But some dude who simply did nothing else but shake an ex-president's hand.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just, isn't now. I've once again, I've never been in the military, but I'm assuming that even if you are like under torture, the information that you are allowed to give up is your name, rank, and serial number, right?
Correct. And now there's a couple of things like you cannot do in the military. You cannot show up at a political rally in uniform and make it appear as though that military branch is supporting that candidate.
Right.
Well, he was not there in uniform. He was there in civilian clothes, and he did not get up and give support for either one. Now, Craig, you could draw a conclusion. If he's at the rally, does that mean he supports one? But the facts are his actions, and his actions were he did not say that.
Right.
He did not say. He said, "Here's who I am. I did this," and shook the president's hand. That's it.
Exactly, and the president just wanted to the ex-president just wanted to honor him because guess what? He was there risking his life to save the life of some of people. I mean, not even Americans. He was there. Yeah. He was there protecting people. Period.
Yeah. Yep.
And what was? I'm sorry. What was he supposed to do?
Yeah, well, I think he did nothing wrong, and he was probably invited to the rally, and it looks like he did a very good job of keeping himself in check without violating any military standards or codes. So,
right, and that has not kept him from being investigated.
No, definitely not. You have to understand, though, Craig. Remember which party we're dealing with, where it's okay for them to do what they want, but it's not okay for anybody else to do that. So that's what's going on. We're clearly seeing the double standard here, being led by General Milley, who's clearly just leading the military by himself in his own directives, because we know he's not getting any clear guidance from the White House or the president himself.
Except, what is the appropriate time to eat tapioca?
Oh yeah, exactly right, and that's usually with a rubber band, right, or with a slingshot. That's it.
All right, moving right along. The governor of Texas, once again, is pretending to have a spine. He basically has said, hey, you know what? We're going to ban vaccine mandates. Now, he's not the first governor to do this. We already know that the governor of Florida, Captain Florida, Governor DeSantis, has done this. But here's the reason why it's interesting, because we all know just this past weekend, that Southwest basically canceled thousands of flights. And although they say it was because of weather, and the White House says it was all because of weather, that, quite frankly, only affected Southwest Airlines. Mind you, just wondering. We all know it's because of the vaccine mandate. Well, here's the thing, is that Southwest Airlines is based in Texas. So one has to wonder what this announcement will have to do and how it will impact Southwest Airlines, which is based in Texas.
Are they based in Texas? I thought they were Phoenix.
They are. Their headquarters is actually in Texas. They have a major hub in Phoenix, but they are headquartered in Texas.
Very nice, very nice. I saw the pictures from earlier in the week. We'll see if we can't find it. Show them to you later in the week. That of the Southwest airline plane parked with the Gadsden flag hanging from the open window, saying don't tread on me. So
you mean that one right there?
Yes, exactly right. That flag right there. So that was nice to see, and you could clearly see it was a nice picture with beautiful weather behind it. And they were like, oh, the weather that stopped Southwest airline flights. So it was pretty neat. That's clearly what's going on with them. And I've talked to Southwest, pilots. That's clearly the reason they're not flying. I actually talked to SkyWest also, which SkyWest, to make sure if I get it right, is the parent organization that has United, Delta, and American. I think there might be one more, but it's United, Delta, and American regional airlines out there on the West Coast and in the South. So what you might do is get a pilot or a flight attendant that works for SkyWest, but they just show up wearing a Delta, United, or a American uniform. Same thing. They have no mask mandates. They are located out of Texas as well, and there are no mask mandates. So those employees are not required to wear them. Whereas with Southwest, like we said, Craig, the word was rumbling down that they were going to make them wear the masks, and then all of a sudden there was weather. We have weather, folks. Yeah, the weather.
Well, the thing is, and I've heard this, is that a number of corporations are actually using what Biden has announced as, kind of as an excuse to require their employees to get mandates. But here's the interesting thing. So far, nothing official, other than a press announcement, nothing official has actually come out of the White House. There is no official mandate on businesses or corporations. So anybody who is mandating this, businesses, corporations, cities, whoever they are, anybody who's mandating it right now, they're literally doing it on their own. It's literally, they're using the White House as a cover, but there's nothing official out of the White House.
The White House has, though. Remember that the president put out his guidance saying if you're a corporation that has over 100 employees and you receive any part of federal assistance whatsoever, that you're going to be mandated.
Right. They've given an announcement, but I don't know that any official executive order has been signed or put out.
Well, listen, I don't know that I need it in writing either. A verbal order from the commander in chief is a viable order as well. If I'm a lawyer, does that give me a place to fight it? Sure, it does. But we all saw him get up and say it. Maybe I resist a little bit longer, Craig. Maybe that's exactly what I do. But
I'm thinking that some of these folks are literally just using it as cover.
I just saw this, and this has come up in the past couple of days as well. There's an online Second Amendment organization. It's just a publication. They publish all the stories. They had, and I'm not going to say them by name because I don't care about them, but they have 60 employees, and they mandated that all 60 of their employees receive the vaccination. It got called out by the industry, and they ended up dropping that requirement, which really didn't make a lot of sense to begin with because most of these 99% of these people work from home anyway. That's how websites and publishing sites they work. Nobody's sitting there around the bullpen in the editor's office anymore. So that one kind of got exposed. But I was talking to somebody else about that and said, now, how do you feel though about the corporation that has more than 100 and they mandate the vaccine because of the federal funding that's going to be taken away? Do you hold their feet to the fire the same way that the smaller corporation decided to do it, yet they're doing it without a mandate from the feds? Do you hold their feet to the fire as well? And they said no, which I was kind of surprising to me because I think we hold everyone's feet to the fire. I don't care if it's because of a federal mandate or because of your local CEO decided. I think you have to hold everybody's feet to the fire on this, because if you start giving passes for, well, the governor there said this or the feds said this, then you're going to create divisions amongst the resistance, right? And so I give no passes. If you're that company and you say we want a vaccine, I give you no pass whatsoever. You've just lost my dollars.
I agree with you. While I understand and there's a greater degree of explanation as to why they do it, it's not an excuse, and you need to be held accountable. Because you, even though you are coerced into bad behavior, you're still engaging in bad behavior. You need to be corrected.
Well, exactly right. Yeah. Listen, I was ordered to put them in the ovens. Right.
It's like I understand what you're saying. That doesn't justify it.
Yeah.
Okay. You've explained why you did it.
Yeah.
Your reason is different than the other person, but
Right.
it doesn't change the fact that you did something you shouldn't have done.
Exactly right. Listen, you might be under the mandate. That might help you sleep at night, but me and my dollars, we're going elsewhere. You know?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm gonna and by the way, when you do come back around and decide that you're going to now resist, that's going to take me a while to come back to you. All right, because now I know the only reason you're doing it is for my money.
Well, but I hate to say it, that's a lot of businesses anyway. So
Right.
we know that, but it's like I have to make sure you learn your lesson.
Yes, exactly right. You're exactly right. Yeah.
Anyway, that's my perspective anyway.
Yep.
All right. One example of a business that, quite frankly, needs to learn a lesson are the folks over at Lego, because the folks over at Lego have said that they basically they are going to get rid of gender bias in its toys. So, for example, when you look at like the little Lego figures, and one's supposed to be a construction worker that has short hair, people assume that is a male, that is a man construction worker. Which, by the way, just kind of conflates the whole issue, because then I know a lot of women who have longer hair or who have short hair, or I know a lot of men. I mean, why not put it in a man bun? Then it can be, or give it long hair with a beard or a goatee or something like that. But anyway, the whole point is that they're trying to remove gender bias from their toys. So now we're doing social engineering through toys.
This is Lego. Have the people at Lego looked at a Lego recently? There's never been anything other than perhaps a long hair. The paint on the side of a yellow head. You can't even put long hair on these things. And there is no gender in them at all. They're yellow legs, Lego legs. I mean, this is ridiculous, Greg. This is a company that has never had a male or female Lego character ever defined and coming out saying, well, we're not going to do it. Well, you're not doing it now. You're Lego. You can't do it. There's no way to put little dangly parts in there.
You do realize you just said they're coming out, right? Lego clearly is coming out with this particular story. Dude, it is. I'm sorry. It's asinine. It's since when? I mean, when I think of Legos, the last thing I think of is gender or gender bias. I mean, we're talking probably the quintessential American toy, and now all of a sudden, they're just perverting it and making it into a woke thing. That's all this really is, by the way. This is simply a statement by them to say, "Hey, folks, we're woke."
Yeah, and listen, let's not throw America under the bus here. This is a Danish company, so whatever they're smoking up there in Daneland has got is like you said, making them all woke. I don't see where this makes a difference at all. You want to make a difference? Round the corners off so when we step on it in the middle of the night, it doesn't hurt. Otherwise,
there you go. How about that? You want to save the world? That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Make those things a little more squishy or cushiony, so if we step on them,
Yep. They don't need them sharp corners. Just round them off. We'll be fine.
Dude, I'm not lying. I stepped on one and I wasn't able to run for I wasn't able to work a run for 3 weeks. That's how bad. That's how bad that thing hurt my foot. Those things are freaking dangerous.
I think there's still part of a hand, a Lego hand in my foot.
You got to be careful when you're getting up in the middle of the night. You never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
Which, by the way, leads us into our next story. All right, so this dude is he's in the cars. This is a guy who's in New Jersey. Now, his place had literally been, people had been basically stealing his cars or going after his cars for quite a while. And dude decided that, his name is Evan Wexler, right? He's in the cars. He has a number of expensive automobiles. And people had basically targeted his place 25 times. they had gone after him to basically steal one of his cars. Well, one day he decided to come out, and he decided that he had enough when folks showed up to steal one of his cars. I'm going to show you the video here real quick, and we're going to kind of walk through what happened. Well, the video actually starts with him running out. So here we'll go, and you'll get a chance to see what happened. So there we go. So dude comes running out. He comes running out. As you can see, he is covered up because, well, dude is like butt naked. And I don't know why this decided to make the media, except for the fact that, now once again, this guy comes out, he fires a warning shot. Now here you see his car sitting there. Eventually you're going to see someone walk up. There you go. Those are the guys who are coming to steal his car. And once again, this is like the 25th time they've shown up. He comes out and fires a warning shot at him as soon as the car starts up. And when the police arrived, they decided that they were more concerned about him firing a warning shot than they were about the guys who had come, once again, 25 times to steal his car. So you see, look, dude is in the back. Dude's climbing in the back. So the car starts up. Where's he at? And there he is. He comes out. He doesn't shoot at them. He literally fires a warning shot, and they get out of the car and run. Now, Mike, okay, I will allow you to comment on first of all just on him firing a warning shot, and then on the police and the law enforcement and their kind of questioning him or going after him for firing a warning shot.
Yeah. And before I get there, listen, his name's Evan Wexler, right? And he's and this is how he's described in the story. He is a meat magnet. And I got to tell you, after seeing the video, I don't see the meat magnet part. Craig, decided that he was not going to take it anymore. Listen, if you're not familiar with Fort Lee, New Jersey. Fort Lee, New Jersey is where the George Washington Bridge comes across from Manhattan, and it comes into New Jersey. So it's a little tiny town, and the whole claim to fame is the George Washington Bridge runs through it. It's not the nicest area of New Jersey, but evidently, meat magnet Evan Wexler has decided that he's going to build the nice house in the crappy town. Which is probably why they tried to steal his Mercedes G-Class again for the 25th time.
You sound like you're victim shaming.
Listen, I'm not the one that was running around naked like that, calling myself a meat magnet. That should be the shaming right there. If you've been hit 25 times, maybe you wear shorts. I'm just saying, maybe you wear shorts when you run outside. You're waiting for it. In New Jersey, to have a firearm at all, to own a firearm at all, is a huge event. Just an ordeal to get the paperwork done and process it and have that firearm. Just to, again, own it home, not even including going outside with it. Now, it looked like he had some sort of an AR. It might have been a Kel-Tec Sub 2000. It was hard to tell, but that's just going to make it even harder to own there because it's some kind of assault weapon, according to New Jersey state law. We know assault weapon's a made-up word, but that's what they're going to call it. Now, maybe their issue is, it was his kind of assault weapon. I don't know. But Craig, you're not even supposed to own a firearm in New Jersey. Coming outside and firing a warning shot, is probably just going to make it even worse. Okay, sir. So you protected your home. Got it. You brought a firearm outside. Shouldn't have done that. It's a gun you're not supposed to own. Definitely shouldn't have done that. And you fired warning shots. Absolutely shouldn't have done that. So I think this is not the last we see of meat magnet Evan Wexler, because he's going to once this is now made national news. the district attorney there and the police are going to have to do something concerning his firearm usage.
You know, Mike, I have to agree with you. Number one, if someone's like gone after you 25 times, one would think that you would be a little more prepared. You're right.
Yeah,
why not put some shorts on?
Vest.
Why not have a robe next to the bed?
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
Throw on the robe, grab the AR, whatever.
Yeah.
Number two, we all know warning shots are going to always get you in more trouble than actually just shooting somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Warning shots are always a bad idea because, first of all, he doesn't know where that round went.
No.
He has absolutely no idea. And by the way, you are responsible for every round that comes out of your firearm.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he has no idea where that round went. Now, I will say this though. The very fact that it took 25 times and law enforcement really didn't care about the fact that that literally dude's been targeted. That's a little disconcerting. But so I understand why he was angry, why he was upset, why he had his firearm. But once again, just because government does something stupid or wrong or whatever it is, doesn't give you license to do something additionally stupid.
Correct. Yeah, you are correct, sir. You are correct. So,
but quite honestly, I'm sure I'm not telling anyone on this who watches this program anything they didn't know. I just thought it was hilarious that dude came running out naked with an AR and, like you said, is referred to as a meat magnet.
Yeah, again, I don't see it. So,
well, it is blurred.
Yeah. And it could be cold up there by now too. So,
it is that time of year.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's get into today's parting shot. Now, we've talked about it. We've talked about this issue a number of times. We talked about this issue. Jon Gruden, ex-coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, basically was forced to resign because of some emails that he sent a decade ago, which is interesting, and that's why this particular meme is so frigging hilarious. Because we all know there's another individual who has a bunch of emails that aren't necessarily even 10 years old that implicate both himself and his father in a number of things that could potentially be illegal, that the media has completely and utterly not just ignored, but covered up. And so Jon Gruden is trying to take advantage of that. And basically he is saying that he identifies as Hunter Biden, so the media will ignore his emails.
Yeah, yeah. Not only the media, but all the federal agencies involved, right? The ATF, right? The Secret Service, everybody else will ignore his emails. Yeah, so.
Exactly. So let's root for Jon Gruden. Let's hope that works out. Let's hope that works out for him. Like I said, I just wonder how many people out there now. Once again, I wonder how many people out there could say with 100% certainty that there is nothing in any email you've sent 10 years ago. Actually, because here's the deal. We know those emails were sent 10 years ago. Let's just say as long as emails have been around, is there nothing that has been in any email you've ever sent that if it were made public couldn't get you in trouble?
I have an instance or two where somebody else got in trouble after I changed what it said in their email. Does that count?
Well, what gets me is now I finally, it took a while to find exactly what it was that he said. So first of all, he made a comment about the head of the players union, about his lips being as big as Michelin tires. Now, okay, fundamentally, I can see where it is taken as racist, but I pulled up a picture of dude, and I'm like, okay, they're not as big as Michelin tires, but I'm just saying, if a brother had said that, no one would consider it racist.
Right,
if a black dude had said it, no one would consider it racist.
And that's what I get from looking back at these emails. These look like very good friends.
Right.
We're very familiar with each other. And yes, it wasn't an email, but it was never meant to, and not that never meant gives you an excuse.
Right.
But these were personal or business emails, but there was never any hurt in here, never meant to hurt.
Right.
These were familiar terms that they used with each other because they've known each other for 30 years.
Right. This was, by the way, this was part of an investigation into the Washington football team, basically the Redskins, their workplace environment. This was like 650,000 emails they had combed through, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And here's what really it came down to. This is the reason why I believe that it got leaked from the NFL. Basically, what happened was he said that Roger Goodell, he called him the F word, referring to homosexuals,
right?
And then basically just said that he was a what's the word? He was a vajayjay, women's parts down there, for basically how he handled the whole lockdown or the whole lockout situation with the NFL.
Let's be clear, Craig, because I don't want to mince words. He said he called him a fag, is what he called him. Okay.
Well, he called him a fag, and he also called him a pussycat.
Yes. And now I want you to understand, folks. Listen again. We talked to you. Was it yesterday, day before, about Archie Bunker and Three's Company?
That was yesterday.
And all of that. Listen, there's a song. I don't know if you know it or not, folks. I know Craig and I are old enough. By Dire Straits called "Money for Nothing," right?
Yep.
Well, there was a lyric in there that said the little F guy had an earring and an earring and a mink coat. The little F guy is a millionaire. That's not in there anymore. You can't go find it anymore. It does not get public play. It's been taken out. Even Dire Straits doesn't have it anymore. Somebody somewhere along the way decided that the word fag or faggot was what it was short for, was so offensive that we had to get rid of it and change the world over that word.
And by the way,
you know what, Craig?
You want to share with folks where that term actually came from?
Go ahead.
Oh, it basically is a partially smoked cigarette.
In England, yes. So overseas is exactly what it is. Yes,
right. That was what they were referring to. That's where the term originated.
Yes. And it was an English song by an English band, by the way, with two English singers on it. So, but it's gone. Now the word's no longer acceptable. I get that, but what the point of this is, you cannot go back and change history. You cannot go back and hold him accountable for what was acceptable 10 years ago. And now, because some woke person says it's not, and we've redefined it, we cannot hold him responsible for that. If we're going to do that, if we're going to put Chucky Gruden here in football jail for saying the fag word 10 years ago, then we have to take Sting and Dire Straits and take them out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for saying the same word.
Well, exactly. And let us be clear. The reason these things got released was because Roger Goodell didn't like the fact that Jon Gruden said something mean about him.
Correct. Yeah.
Which tells you everything you need to know about Roger Goodell.
Yeah. I mean, he also said things like, remember, this was when they first came up with concussion protocols like 10 years ago.
Right.
And Gruden said, yeah, he needs to go to the concussion protocol tent and relax.
Right.
Because that's where you went for no outside stimulus, all of that. So does that mean concussion's a bad thing now? Oh my God, he called him a concussion.
And by the way, it's kind of funny because most people in the NFL are like, and they're like, I'm sorry, do you know a football player, a football coach? There's not many who don't talk like that.
Yeah.
And once again, especially 10 years ago.
Right.
10 years ago, we were not as woke as we are right now. But like I said, it's this thing called presentism. And that's, we're going to hold everybody going back to the beginning of time, to the standard that we set today. Now the question is, are we willing to be judged the same exact way? Because in the future, here's what's going to happen. Whatever we're saying right now is going to be judged according to a standard 10, 15, 20 years from now. We don't know what that standard is going to be.
Right.
And how do you protect yourself? How do you not say something that is going to be offensive 10, 15 years from now? Because when you don't know what is going to be offensive. Well, unless, of course, you're Hunter Biden, because when you're Hunter Biden, you can get away with anything.
Sure you can. You're Hunter Biden.
All right, folks. Well, hey, that's going to be it for today's episode of The Rundown. We very much appreciate you tuning in. Please take a moment, check out our sponsors, folks over at Guerrilla Machining, Grid Defense, California Republican Assembly. All of their links are in the description of this video. Check them out, visit them, and tell them the folks over at The Rundown sent you.
Like, share, subscribe. Let's go, Brandon.